Hello and welcome back to KSPN TV Sports Center. I am here with your host, Cardin Rudy, followed by my co-host and friend, Michaela Nguyen.
Hello, everyone.
Yes, and we are both seniors attending Pacifica High School and involved in our school's broadcasting program, Triton Talk Live. And in this one, we will be talking about your local football leagues in the community, which will be the Marmonte League. Now, before we start, I would like to thank our sponsor, Pizza Man Dan's, for their full support of KSPN TV. Now, let's check out the teams that are in the Marmonte League. All right. Those teams will include Oaks Christian, Pacifica, Camarillo, Bishop Diego, St. Bonaventure, and Simi Valley. Now let's take a look at last week's results. Now we can see with the results, this has been the start of playoffs, and we will see the teams who are advancing, which would be Pacifica, who won this game against Oak Hills 42-21. And for this, I will pass it over to Michaela because she actually was able to go to this game.
Yeah, thank you, Cardin. It was a relatively good game. Pacifica definitely showed out and showed their dominance in the first half, but Oak Hills definitely was still competing. They still had to put up a good fight in the first half with back-to-back scores. Our quarterback Taylor Lee showed his exceptional arm with a couple really good 60-plus yard passes to our wide receiver Anthony Jacobs, and going into the second half, after a couple more touchdowns and our running game still being strong, it definitely sealed it for us in that second half. I'll pass it back to Carden.
All right. Thank you very much for that, Michaela. And hopefully I will be able to make it to next week's game. But continuing on with the results, we had Oaks Christian taking a very close win against St. Bonaventure, 16-13. And they took their revenge from them in the regular season as St. Bonaventure won that game. But our final game, we had San Juanito beating Bishop Diego with a very close game. It's 30-29. It must have been a nail biter there. But that is all, and we will check out the league standings. One sec. All right, there we go. So the standings will not change as much as I said again is the start of playoffs. But so far we have Pacifica, who are still first with a 5-0 record, undefeated. And we have Bishop Diego and St. Bonaventure and Oaks Christian, my bad, for all tied for second with a 3-2 record, with Simi Valley in fifth with a 1-4 record, and Camarillo in last with an 0-5 record. On the overall side, we have Pacifica with an 11-0 record, in first with Bishop Diego in second with an 8-2 record, and in third we have St. Bonaventure with a 5-5 record, with Oaks Christian right after with a 4-6 record, and Simi Valley in fifth with a 3-7 record, with Camarillo in last and 2-8 record. Now passing it back to Michaela to tell you about next week's games.
Thank you, Carden. So again, these are the teams that will advance in the bracket and going to the quarterfinals of CIF playoffs. So we have Pacifica, will be hosting Bishop Amat, which again we're coming off an currently undefeated season, so this is definitely a high stakes game. Definitely will be a good one. And then we also have Oaks Christian, who also will be advancing, and they will be playing against Paris Silete, I believe. Sorry for if I mispronounced that, which they are going off a 9-2 record. And as Oaks has been battling this whole season, this is definitely a good game to be able to watch. I will be now pass it back to Carden.
All right, thank you very much, Michaela, and thank you for tuning in to KSPN TV Sports Center this week. We hope you will join us for next week's updates on our different football leagues, especially since it's playoff time. But if you can, please help us by posting KSPN TV on social media so we can grow into a larger program and branch off into multiple different sports. Once again, this has been KSPN TV.